Gonzo on the restart.
Weaves his way, fires, and scores.
We'll get to attack, coming middle, trying to free himself
up, shot, score. Gets around Weed, off the bounce, shot, and a score. Wow. Levine with some speed. Levine fakes a pass. Levine all the way is going to fire and score.
Up top, Druin. He wants a shot,
and he's got it. Wow.
Meanwhile, Arbusto, one-handed shot is up and in. Got a penalty flag down.
Skip pass sets up Gabord, and it's time to pluck a chicken.
Nah. But a good one-handed scoop up.
Oh, Ryan, and he lights the lamp. Lowers that left shoulder and fires up the Cougar fans. Look at this.
Nice play.
Fake shot by Brunzik, and then he drills it on his way to the ground.
Chase, extra feed,
shot, score, game over.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Goffstown. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. It's the Timberlane Owls and the Goffstown Grizzlies. Two teams right in the Division II mix. Two teams, well, both simultaneously seemed as established and up and coming. Good mix of veterans and youngsters that have contributed for both teams early in the season. And as we head down the stretch, each of these teams battling for playoff positioning in the upcoming Division II tournament. We begin with Timberlane under first-year head coach Jason Lewis, trying to guide the Owls back to the championship round for the first time since 2021. They've won 3 of their to shake off a loss their last time out against Winnicott. 7-2 is good enough for second place so far in the standings for Timberlane. And then Goffstown really up and down, competitive in all contests. They win 3 of their first 4 games. They've now lost 3 of their last 4, including on the road at Portsmouth earlier this week by a final of 8-3. Roger, what do we expect here tonight, besides max effort from both these clubs?
Yeah, I absolutely expect a different game out of a Goffstown. Certainly a step back from where they started off this season, which was right out of the gate. They were very, very strong, and we had commented about that earlier on. Kind of looking forward to this game on the schedule, saying to ourselves, man, that when they clash against the Owls, that's going to be a really good one.
Yeah.
Timberlane, still strong. They are a team that can come out and play fast break and transition. I expect to see a lot of movement between the boxes, and because I'm a little less familiar with Goffstown, it'll be interesting to see what their defense can do.
Yeah. A brand new turf field here is always an attraction, and a new press box for us here in the media as well. So some good stuff we saw last fall with the football program carrying over here into the spring. This field, one of the places to be, really statewide, one of the better facilities in all of Division II.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that back in the day when I coached at Bedford and we came over here, always very hot, always a dirty field, very dusty, hard to play on, and they've come a long way, and I really, really like what they've done over here. It's great job, Goffstown.
Coming up, starting lineups, national anthem, and then game time. We'll also get Roger's keys to the upcoming matchup for both the Owls and the Grizzlies. It's Timberlane and Goffstown, and it's next. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, there it is, the national anthem, setting the stage here for Timberlane and Goffstown in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Both squads looking to shake off a loss earlier this week. Timberlane hoping to capture their 8th victory on the year. Home team, Goffstown, hoping to jump back above the 500 mark and improve to 5-4. What do we watch for, Roger? Give us some keys.
Yeah, let's see if the Timberlane goalie, Mr. Hughes, can hold up. Saw him in the game against Dover. Pretty good on clears. Pretty decent on mobility, but let's see what he can do on fast breaks and things like that. On the Goffstown side, watch their defense. Watch A.J. Hill. And although Mr. Chapman doesn't appear to be playing tonight, he would be one to watch that I would have normally have said. But in this particular game, let's just see what they can do on faceoffs.
Yeah, you mentioned Goffstown senior Sam Chapman, one of the leading scorers on attack, not playing tonight. So Goffstown a little bit short-handed.
And on the all-state watch list.
Well, it's been hot today, which has been a good thing. We had a lot of rain last week here throughout the region, but the last few days have been summer-esque. And today, no different here in Goffstown. Right now, 74 degrees.
Love it.
Just past the 5:30 mark. And expected to stay in the 70s throughout the course of the game. All right, there's Goffstown freshman Ben Hill is in net here.
Oh.
Is Hill getting the start?
No.
Unless he's wearing a different jersey.
No, that's Timberlane.
No, that's Goffstown. Oh, Timberlane, you're right, in the maroon.
Yeah, in the maroon. Yeah, because they do
That's
have
Joe
similar
Hughes.
colors, yeah.
And the face-off here eventually ends up with the home team in white. So Goffstown hoping to work their way out of the net, and here comes the goaltender. It's Max Cody. Pass here is dropped on the near side, but then regained off the waist-high bounce. And Goffstown's Wyatt Bradley is going to slow things down in the corner. Good chance on the, or a good job on the clear, and now a chance for the home team to strike first, less than a minute in. Tough contested shot here and an easy save made by Hughes off the bouncer. Now Hughes going to survey, take a jog out, fish this one towards midfield where it's handled by the long pole. It's Nicholas Vacaraza. A little miscommunication, but good hustle to keep it alive. Rocco Sorayas, with inches to spare, kept it alive along that far sideline. Now Timberlane a chance to salvage what could have been a lost possession.
Indeed. Good athleticism there while he stayed on sides and waited for a guy to come back.
This is the junior Gio Recesso. Wants a one-on-one. Going to draw a slide. The pass up top is mishandled. Ball on the ground. Scooped up on the move by the Goffstown pole, Mason Minich, one of the juniors. Timberlane trying to scramble back defensively, and they do get back. And now possession number 2 on the way for the Grizzlies with 2 minutes gone by.
Yes, I watched Recesso on the Timberlane side. In that Dover game, I think he had 3 goals, and he's got a really good outside shot.
Meanwhile, around the horn it goes, and now one-on-one is set up top. This is Cooper Chapman. Pretty good shadow defense there by Gavin Dubois. And a little jab step from Isaac Robinson. 2 men behind the cage. Goffstown looking for a different approach. Gonna swing it back to the near wing. A patient trip here for the home team.
Oh, he's got it.
Tyler Lessard tried to go across the zone back to the near wing. Sends Chapman scrambling, but Chapman is there.
Yeah, Goffstown had the defense chasing at that point, and a reverse flow would have been a good scoring chance.
So around the perimeter again. This is Kai Tupper, and the junior attackman. That one is rolled, or ricochets rather, off. Rolls out of bounds behind the cage.
Yeah, why not get a shot and test Hughes out? See what you got going here.
A couple of early saves for Hughes. Meanwhile, taking his eye off the ball is Lessard. An easy scoop up as this lengthy possession continues for the Grizzlies. A little shake move, now a spin. This is Carter Sebdik, freshman who has contributed.
Ooh.
Near side, little slippage at the top of the box. Shot, won't get through. Third save there for Hughes. As a contested offering from straight away is denied. Going to float the outlet pass near side. And across midfield goes Braden Gillespie. Nearly 4 minutes in, just Timberlane's second opportunity here on the attack.
Nice possession there by the Grizzlies, though. I'll give them credit, and they got a couple of shots on. Tested Hughes. Hughes with a nice clearing pass.
Meanwhile, a one-on-one here. Saris way out. Now again, Cody out of the cage. Going to trot near side. He's got a man right on his back.
Oh, nice pass.
Pass picked off, yep. Good eye by Trevor Rigo, one of the senior co-captains. Extends the long pole, and then here's his coach call for time.
Okay.
Early timeout for Coach Lewis. As Timberlane looks to settle in here on the offensive end. A couple of turnovers early, but not a whole lot of scoring opportunities for the Owls. Meanwhile, Goffstown has manufactured 3 shots on net.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit mystified with the early timeout here. They're not playing badly, but maybe he wants to run something here. Maybe Coach Lewis is seeing something that in their defense that they want to take advantage of. Watch for Recesso, number 15, and because they do run their offense pretty much through him, and he can go north-south, and he's a very good dodger. So we'll see what's coming out of this huddle.
2 playoff teams a year ago, both ironically ended up bowing out against top seed Portsmouth as the Clippers went on to win another championship. But Goffstown, this team, a lot of that core back from a year ago. They did capture a first-round playoff win. Of course, Timberlane, they went back to the semifinals again before the Clippers got the better of them in that one. So both these teams, I guess what I'm getting at, polished tournament teams looking to improve perhaps down the stretch here in 2025.
Yeah, and I would tell you, Timberlane is in the hunt. What are they in third place now?
Second
I think?
right now.
Second place right now, based on points.
Yes, at 7-2. Yes.
Yeah. So
everybody chasing, of course, undefeated Dairyfield.
yes. We've said that many times over the years.
Yes. All right, play resumes, and let's see what Coach Lewis had in mind as the Owls, on just their third possession, hope to break the ice here. Game nearly 5 minutes old.
Watch Recesso. He's wide open. Oh, now he's not. Now he's covered.
This DuBois going to check out his options. Now Recesso going to trot right. With him step for step is Mason Minich, drawing that tough assignment for the home team. Meanwhile, a little back to the cage action. Caceres trying to split dodge, goes to the ground, and the shot won't get off as he is smothered. The ground ball ends up with Babin. Goffstown a good stop there, now trying to clear against the ride. The pass ends up off target, rolls through two different players before Goffstown is on it. Trevor Spofford, Johnny on the spot. Spofford going to keep it, trying to drop that left shoulder shield against the defender, but forced to give it up in the end. Again, Goffstown ready to settle in here. Coach Corey Allen talked with us briefly before the game. And, well, as we said, his guys have been young but competitive really all season, have hung tough with some of the division's best teams.
Yeah, and, trying to keep things rolling here as they took a couple of steps back. But good home game, good weather.
Yep.
Need to get things moving.
And, again, a win puts them back above 500 at 5-4. Meanwhile, Spofford still playing keep away. This pass is juggled. Kai Tupper ends up getting underneath it, forced to give it up. Again, it's bobbled on the catch. Carter Septic trying to swim away from trouble behind the net. It's going to loop around, offer a banker, and it's denied again. Well, Hughes seems like he anticipated that one, able to slam it shut just in time, and now Hughes going to venture out again.
Yeah, like I said, he's got decent skills in there, not your traditional goalie setup with his steps side to side and how he steps forward into the ball, but he seems to see it very well.
Meanwhile, Recesso on the clear is going to set up Timberlane. Scoreless, coming up in 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. One-on-one, DuBois. Between two is going to draw a flag. Ball goes loose, taken out of the air by the defender.
I think this is going to be a hold. Looks like number 14.
It's going to be the first penalty either way.
See what the call is here. Zero. Oh, I was way off, huh? Okay.
So a slashing penalty against Sean Burnett. One of those aforementioned freshmen who have been able to contribute, made a rookie mistake there, perhaps.
Yeah, I know he got him up a little high. I didn't really think it was a slash, but hey, they get a minute over 30 here.
We'll bring our first quarter clock inside of 5 minutes. Golden opportunity on the EMO for the visitors. Timberlane looking to strike first. Recesso given a little bit of room. Back. There's a step-down shot and score. A submarine there, low to high. Count it for Landon Petrie. One of those Timberlane Owls on the All-State watch list. Petrie, the junior, with an impressive shot there. Cashes in on the EMO, and it's 1-0 Timberlane.
Yeah, and that's a name that we're familiar with from last season, and he always seems to find his spot and do well with the offensive side of things. And a little bit slow developing on the EMO there, but again, Recesso gets the assist over to Petrie.
So 1-0 Timberlane. That one's still up for grabs at midfield. Bodies bumping. And eventually, the ball is going to be kept alive along that far boundary. Finally ruled out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Owls. Good hustle both ways. We expected a somewhat physical game between these two teams today, right?
Probably less so with Timberlane. I think they're a faster team, and they like running. But Again, I can't say much about Goffstown because I haven't really seen them that much this year, just what I've heard and listened to.
Well, they're going to come up with another takeaway here.
That gentleman there, Mr. Hill, is one that I've heard some noise about.
That's A.J. Hill, the sophomore defender.
Good clear.
Meanwhile, look out. Collision near the cage. Ball is out. Loose behind the net. Scooped out of the sky by the Owl long pole, Cole Rigo. Good defensive play. Really on both ends here. Good sequence.
Yeah, I like what I saw on both sides, as you said.
Now Timberlane.
Good ride.
Trying to pick their spots here against a very formidable ride. In the end, they're going to have to heave it via the goaltender. It's a jump ball. Knocking it down are two Timberlane Owls now in the mix. Goffstown's defense converge. And in the end, it's another pole who's on it for the Grizzlies. Yeah. That's Noah Babin. Couple of ground balls for Babin early. Meanwhile, Wyatt Bradley, good split dodge to complete the clear. Now back to Bradley. He's got room on the wing. He wants a shot. It's stopped upstairs. Hughes with an overhead save. He's got a handful of those already in this first quarter.
Yeah, and you can't fool Mr. Hughes by going high to high 3 times in a row on him there. You're going to have to change things up. They're getting some good looks, though. I'll say that much.
And again, Hughes trying to quarterback the clear. A couple of passes later. Trotting down the sideline for Goffstown, or for Timberlane, rather, is Joe Cruz. And now Petrie, the goal scorer, gives way. Takes it back near side. This is Braden Gillespie. And you can hear the marching orders coming from the Owl sideline as Coach Lewis doesn't like what he sees here. An avoidable turnover.
Not going to like that at
Dylan
all.
Lindblad, freshman, may have just taken his eye off the ball there.
Yeah, just new to the game. I don't think he's been out there. That might be his first shift, and just missed it.
So the Grizz with a chance to tie the game as we move towards the 2-minute mark first quarter. What's been a very low-scoring affair here in Goffstown. You can hear the defensive chatter as the ball is cycled back around. One-on-one again for Spofford. Spofford calling for it, but can't handle the bounce. The defender's going to close the gap. That's Rigo.
Got a chance.
Now a shot on the run is going to end up in the cage for Bennett Morriston. Bennett Morgan, the junior? No, the senior. Well, they got the step there, and you could see he was not to be denied there as the game tied again at 1.
Yeah, just a little bit of a scrum there after a bad pass, and the big guy just bullies through there like you're supposed to. Get your stick down, get your butt down, go right through it instead of raking it, and he gets a good scoring chance and finishes.
So Bennett Morgan makes it 1-1. It's just about 3 minutes after that Timberlane goal gave the Owls the lead. We're back to square one. Final 100 seconds of this first quarter. Owls look to recapture the lead again. Here's Petrie. Back behind cage. This is Cam Bonfiglio. Now again back to the net. This is Saris. Back door. Tough angle shot. Good save by Cody. The senior able to close that little gap that may have existed for a moment along that far post. Now Goffstown cautiously trying to throw one to the middle. It ends up on the ground. Spofford has it over the top. Goffstown across the net, and a save, I think, by the defender.
Hit the
exactly. The defender may have gotten in the way there in the shooting angle. It's Cole Rigo. May have turned his back and assisted his goaltender there with the save.
Sure did. You were right on, Nick. Right on.
Tough to tell. Either way, it stays 1-1. 41 seconds remain first quarter. Another successful clear. Cruz, the long pole. Little scooper too high. Defender for Goffstown in the area. That's Robinson.
Push.
Clamping down as Petrie goes flying. And then a waist-high ground ball does end up with Goffstown's Babin. So the Grizzlies the other way. This is Chapman down the middle. Back to Chapman. Fans on the shot as it pops out of the stick. We're inside of 10 seconds. Goffstown keeps it going. Lassard up top. Going to have to hurry now. Spofford is going to run out of time. So that will do it for the first quarter. Defense and goaltending at the forefront after one period of play. 1-1 in Goffstown. Right back to Grizzly Field in just a moment. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, back here in Goffstown, we got a 1-1 game after one. Second quarter on the way. Timberlane and Goffstown in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. Both teams receiving votes in the latest poll. Although Goffstown has dropped out of the top 10, still got a couple of votes. Timberlane is at number 10. That's, again, the merchsquared.com/NHHSS Boys Lacrosse Coaches Poll, a.k.a. the Joe Marshallana poll.
Yeah, and he does just such a great job. He's just got his tentacles in everything New Hampshire high school sports, and man, does he do a great job with lacrosse. Him and Coach Hedler with their podcast. Where would we be without them? The whole state.
Meanwhile, Goffstown going to win at the face-off X and tie this team total at 2-2. Shot on the move from Spofford, a little bit wide of the target. It will stay at this end with the Grizzlies.
Well, I'm gonna refocus here. My thoughts about Hughes. He actually made a pretty darn good side-to-side move there with a good old hockey kick. And
did he get a piece of it?
He didn't get a piece of it, no. But his movement, the way he moved across to get his body and his stick down.
Meanwhile, Goffstown resuming things on the attack. I'd say, Roger, they won the time of possession battle in that first quarter.
Yes, they did. A very, very patient offense, which
yes.
I have nothing against. The other team can't score if you've got the ball in your cross. So
exactly.
I'm an advocate of that.
Spofford gets the step, but again,
Hughes gets down.
No soup for Hughes, says Hughes. That's now officially 5 saves. I gave him an extra one in that first quarter. Trying to spring the break here. Timberlane didn't get much in transition in that first quarter. Hustling down this end, now will have to slow it down again. Meanwhile, both benches have been fully engaged in the action so far in this first half. Very vocal. We're only a few feet above them here from our vantage point, but two of the more enthusiastic groups we've seen. Meanwhile, look at this.
I love it.
Pretty. Goal number 2 for Landon Petrie, the junior, able to weave his way. Goal line extended, and then that wraparound shot puts the Owls back in front 2-1.
Yeah, and speed kills. And here's an example right now. This young man took it from behind goal line extended and just made the play happen. Goffstown not set on defense to cover up in a first or a second slide there, and he was all over it. Good dodge there.
Able to punch it home for goal number 2. And a 2-1 game as Timberlane looks to respond yet again. Got an early start and a violation against Timberlane. No argument there from Timberlane Owl Mark St. John, who's battled at the face-off X throughout this first half, but a little too early on that one. So Goffstown looks to take advantage. We've not seen a team score back-to-back goals yet. Instead, a theft. A straight-up takeaway there. The defender, Vacareza. Timberlane's Vacareza still has it. Goes behind the cage. And it's cycled over to Cesaris. And you can hear Coach Lewis calling for Texas. He's got something in mind here. He's going to draw the defense out, or try to. Now Cesaris gets the step. Wants a bouncing shot, and he goes 5-hole.
Right from the start.
What was Texas? Isolation?
Yeah,
Just give it to him and let him go.
Yeah, I won't tell you what we used to call it, but you can run that just about anywhere on the field. And like I said pregame, he's the one to watch along with Landon Petrie on this Owls team. And he's got speed, and he's got a really, really good shot, and he knows where to put it.
So Rocco Sorayas, is that how you say it?
I believe it's Sorayas. Yeah, he's on the watch list as well, I believe.
Certainly looked good there with that spin move and then full-out path to the net. So 3-1. We get a flag here. Penalty on the way against Goffstown. St. Jean runs out of room, lost the ball. And eventually we get a whistle as that ground ball goes to Sean Burnett of Goffstown. But a penalty against the home team. Well, we saw Timberlane already.
Okay,
it's a holding penalty against Sean Burnett. Second time the freshman has had to dip the knee in the penalty box.
Yeah.
So Timberlane, as I was starting to say, already 1 for 1 on the EMO. Looking for a second goal here to open up a 3-goal lead, and this one is denied. Great save there as Cody able to wave the wand. Ball flies out of bounds and will stay at this end with Timberlane.
Yeah, Max is he's a big kid. I like his form, the way he gets up.
Well, skip pass there over the head of the intended target, Dylan Lindblad. The freshman left his feet to try and reel it in, but too high. So a turnover there on special teams for Timberlane.
Yeah, a couple of unforced turnovers already for them in this half.
Meanwhile, Goffstown, they go to Robinson here. He's going to hop his way across midfield. Hook up with Bradley. And now down into the corner. It's Carter Smedick. Freshman's going to cycle it to the opposite side. 3.5 gone by in this second quarter. Goffstown trailing here 3-1.
Nice pick.
Carter draws a slide. Pass, though, is dropped behind the cage, and that's out of bounds. A little too much that time for Kai Tupper, usually pretty sure-handed, but
yeah, they had something going there, too. They had a good movement and a good pick up top and a good dodge down the alley.
Meanwhile, long clearing pass taken off the bounce. Sorayas, split dodge. Nice pass out in front. The backhand finish by Landon Petrie. Boy, that was pretty. Little drop-down pass and then an unconventional shot to make it 4-1 Owls.
Yeah, I like the way the Owls pulled in on this and drew the defense right out and finished with Petrie again.
3 unanswered for Timberlane.
3 unanswered and a hattie for him already in the half.
Yep. Petrie gets the second of the quarter and the third of this first half. And I believe, Roger, the penalty had expired.
It did.
That was an even strength goal.
Yeah, it was in it.
Meanwhile, off to the run. Here's Burnett. Off the wing, comes right down the alley. Shot there, kick save by Hughes. Ground ball out of the sky, pulled down by St. Jean. He's got Dubois now down the middle.
Nice pass.
Yep. Dubois calling for it. He's going to whip one off the back foot, and that's a save for Cody. Back and forth action here in this second quarter.
Ooh, nice pick.
Yep. Defender helps him out. Hughes fishes it back out. Outlet pass a little long. The two boys gets to it at midfield unchallenged. Now picked up by Robinson. Takes a little bit of a chest shot.
Ooh.
Yep, giving it back to him. Those two going chin to chin here.
Good check.
Yep, Petrie goes down and draws the flag.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because that was a good trail check. Just held down a little too much, and Petrie gets the trip on him.
Third Goffstown penalty of this first half is Noah Babin. Was it against Babin?
It's 15. Yep.
So Babin, he tried to head to the bench there, but the official says nope. So Babin in the box, and a third EMO on the way for Timberlane.
Yeah, Babin's one of those guys to be watching for on defense. Talking with Coach Allen at the beginning of the game, guy who's up and coming.
Yeah, he's looked good in this first half.
Yeah, and again, he's on that watch list too.
Nearing the midway point, second quarter, Timberlane hoping to keep the momentum going. They've scored 3 unanswered goals. Goffstown, shorthanded, looking for a stop. Petrie has been the man to watch. He's on the wing.
Here it goes.
Back to Petrie on the skip, and that one's just a bit wide.
Yeah, he had time there, too. He kind of rushed himself there. He could have stepped in a little closer, I think. To get a few more yards, Nick.
You can see plenty of room.
Yeah, he just missed that far post.
Another skip pass. Juggled here by Petrie.
Going to try it again. No, not a good pass.
Saw that earlier as well, that diagonal kind of dump down that's too high, intended for Lindbad, who couldn't pull it in.
I like the idea. You know my feeling about skip passes through the box like that. That can't be a loft pass. That has to be a bullet. That has to be on a straight clothesline type of pass that's hard and tight. You can't loft that. Try and make it lazy.
Meanwhile, another turnover. Timberlane's going to draw another flag.
Wow.
A lot of laundry on the field here. Penalty number 4 on the way against Goffstown.
And I think if you're Timberlane, you just milk this here. You're already up. Got a chance for another big 1-minute penalty. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know why he was being held. Let's see what the call is from official Kirkpatrick. Oh, okay.
Timberlane timeout.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so Wyatt Bradley hit with the slash. That's a 1-minute penalty against Goffstown.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why there's a timeout being called here by Coach Lewis, but he had the ball. He had possession.
He's got something in mind, perhaps.
Yeah,
that's his second charge timeout.
Yeah, you have possession of the ball. Nobody's making you stop. You could have double dipped there because it's a personal foul, but he's got to be saying something.
Yeah.
Or maybe he thought he was. I don't know.
Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by Beals Insurance. Timberlane, 7-2 out of the gate, looking for win number 8. They've broken open what was a 1-1 tie, Roger, with 3 unanswered goals in this second quarter.
Yeah, and they got to find a way to batten down on Petrie. So I wonder if we'll see some changes here with maybe either A.J. Hill, number 9, or number 15, Babin, kind of lock on this young man when they're back to even strength. But right now, watch Mr. Petrie and Mr. Recesso on this corner, along with Rocco on the far side, too. This is a nice little setup I think they got here.
4th EMO of this first half as the penalties have perhaps started to catch up with Goffstown. Timberlane 1 for 3 so far on the EMO. Going to test the fences here as around the perimeter it goes. Back to Petrie on the near wing. And up top for Recesso. Now Petrie off the curl.
Like
Near
it.
side, back door, a little one-on-one. Dubois is double teamed. Scoop pass handled off the bounce for Petrie. So far, so good for Goffstown.
Yeah, and just a lot of movement there. They could have probably pulled the trigger with Dubois on this last rotation, but it's reset. Back to their same set. Watch Gillespie in the middle, number 11. He's the rotator. Right there's a beautiful skip pass lane for them.
Instead, they'll reverse. Recesso back to Petrie.
Yeah, now they lost advantage.
Back to even strength as Goffstown kills off the penalty. Now Sorayas with a bouncer that goes off the crossbar. The rebound ends up in the net. That's the freshman Lindblad. Right place, right time, right in the mix to finish that one. And a rebound goal is going to keep this streak going. Timberlane, 4 unanswered. Their lead is 4-5-1.
Yeah, I actually thought Sarias, he actually got a goal on that. I thought I saw the old net kind of pop here. Let's watch right here. He goes down. Yeah, I think that was a goal originally as well. It was right under the crossbar, but hey, they ended up putting it back in the net with Lindblad.
A win for Goffstown. Sean Burnett, freshman, has been in the box a couple of times, but he's also held his own at the X.
Yeah, he's made up for it at the X because he's 5-0 right now in this quarter.
There you go. Goffstown, though, scoreless in the frame.
Like it.
Shot there, a little wide. Or did that hit the post?
I think it hit the post.
All right.
Yeah, Hughes was on top of it. It was just a little bit past him.
Hughes has been bulletproof, basically, this entire first half. Yeah. Goffstown's lone goal came from Bennett Morgan inside of 2 minutes to go in that first quarter. But Hughes already unofficially with 5 saves.
Yeah, Goffstown definitely need to get some rubber going on Hughes to make him work a little harder here.
Inside of 4 minutes, Grizzlies patient on this trip again. Tyler Lassard to his right. Trying to draw out his defender. Forced to give it up. In the corner now, backpedaling. Spin move for Carter Smedic. Nowhere to go. Try to reset. Up top. And now Morgan. Going to flip it over. Spofford. Wants to get a little bit of a runway here. Wants to come downhill. The defender is Cole Rigo. Back for Robinson. Eyes on the cage to his right. Thinking shot for a moment, but a good recovery there by the defender, Jeremy Milocek. Milocek, who is a big member of the football team in the fall. Now Robinson, up top to his right. As again, Goffstown can play a little keep away here on the perimeter.
Very disciplined defense here by the Owls. I like it.
You heard the bench fired up there a moment ago. Shot there wide. Smedic, though, is there and is ready to restart as the freshman looks to operate behind the cage with his teammate who takes over. And now reverse again.
Goffstown is doing a good job of controlling the ball and keeping it in possession, but they need to start moving some bodies around and get the defense kind of out of character. If they're going to start seeing something a little more positive in the goal-scoring area, they just got to make things happen a little quicker and with a little bit more motion out there.
Smedic, drop step spin move.
They're in 1-4 now, which is a little different, but they need more movement in the middle. They need to get, and now we're going to get a bad pass here.
And Robinson's got room, though, to keep it in. Clock, meanwhile, continuing to tick. A lengthy trip here for Goffstown. We're inside of now 2 minutes to go until halftime. Coming up at halftime, stats, highlights, analysis, full recap. And an out-of-town scoreboard to get to as well. That's all coming up at halftime. Here's a wide shot offered by Spofford. Again, Smedic is there for the restart.
Coming up on a 3-minute possession here since they won that face-off.
I think we saw one of those in the first quarter as well.
Yeah, right at the start of the game.
Smedic going to make his move here. The wraparound shot ends up on the far side. Milocek trying to secure for Timberlane. But in the end, Goffstown handles it. And we move inside of a minute and a half to go as this possession continues. Spofford going to trot around without the ball. Now back up top for Bradley. Bradley to his right. Got hit by Milojic. Does recover, though. Bounce right back up into his stick. Now Spofford going to dance on that far side. Hand it over to Lassard. And we're now inside of a minute to go until halftime. To his right, swooping shot. Ends up wide from Bradley. Again, Smedic with the backup.
Yeah, I'd like to see Goffstown in their dodging from up top, which they seem to be a little bit more midfield-centric. As they get bumped out into the alley, they need to start passing down to the attack and get counter-rotation going. And now they're just getting tired.
That one sails over the head of Morgan out of bounds. So a good defensive possession there for Timberlane.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Goffstown kind of made it easy on them. As like I said, they were getting down the alley. They were getting bumped, but they weren't. Here we go.
This one knocked down to the right. Smedic trying to go over the shoulder. Never quite had it. Smedic recovers, though, in the corner. Down to 20 seconds. Smedic making his way to the net. Shot and score.
They're going to keep it, yeah.
Well, that is a tough angle. The freshman made a beeline along that goal line and eventually wrapped it around Hughes for goal number 2 for Goffstown.
Yeah, I kind of lost it in the corner here because of where we're at. But, yeah, he made this play happen as much as Petrie made it happen on the other end in his second goal. But, yeah, after a good long stand, it only took a few seconds on a bad clear for them to convert and make that happen. So good for the Grizzlies.
So Smedic, the freshman, makes it 5-2. And there's his classmate Sean Burnett with a shot off the face-off win. About 2 inches high of the crossbar there. That leaves us with 12 seconds. Time enough, perhaps, for Goffstown to get one more.
Oh, I think we call timeout there.
Yep.
Absolutely, yeah.
Goffstown wants to draw it up. Corey Allen, the head coach, with something in mind here with 12 seconds remaining in this first half. Timberlane, well, after a 1-1 low-scoring first quarter, they got their guy going. That's Landon Petrie. 3 goals, part of a 4 unanswered streak for Timberlane throughout most of that second quarter until just seconds ago, and Carter Smedic. Good one-on-one play for the Grizz, able to score for the home team. Now, Goffstown hoping to beat the buzzer before halftime and bring some momentum with them into the locker room.
Yeah, and watch for the set here. They were in almost exclusively a 1-4 set in that long possession here. If I'm Coach Allen, I think I'd probably start off that way, give them that look, but maybe up a little bit higher since you're starting behind the net, and have guys crash the net, have them crash in on Hughes, maybe a couple of crisscross cuts towards Hughes to confuse the defense a little bit, and maybe not so much of a dodge with 12 seconds left, but get yourself free, find the loose guy that's not getting covered with the time you have left here, and see if you can't pop one in, take some momentum into the locker room.
Meanwhile, for Timberlane, hoping for a stop here and cement a 3-goal halftime edge. So the restart is going to happen in that far corner. There's 2 Grizzlies behind the cage. You can hear Owl senior goaltender Joe Hughes trying to direct the defense.
Yeah,
Final 10 seconds. Smedic spins.
There it is.
Pass over the top. It collected. Goes wide on the shot. And that's going to bring us to halftime. A pretty good execution. Everything there but the release on the shot. And in the end, Timberlane's going to dodge a bullet. They'll take a halftime lead of 5-2 into the locker room on the road here at Goffstown.
Yeah, Mr. Bradley literally had that handed to him on a platter and just whiffed on it. And he was disappointed as he pulled away after that whistle. So good drawn-up play.
Yeah.
Give him that.
All right, coming up at halftime, we'll take a look back at that first half. Stats, highlights, analysis, full recap. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. And then the second half will be underway before you know it, less than 10 minutes from now. 5-2 Timberlane at halftime here in Goffstown. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Start of the second half here in Goffstown. Timberlane leading the Grizzlies by a score of 5-2 in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. 1-1, our score after one. Landon Petrie for Timberlane, then Bennett Morgan for Goffstown. Owls got hot after that. Second quarter, they reeled off 4 in a row. 2 more from Petrie, Rocco Sorayas, and then Dylan Lindbland. 5-1, the high water mark at that point. Goffstown gets the last laugh. Freshman Carter Smedik scores with 20 seconds remaining to make it a 3-goal deficit at halftime. Timberlane also had 5 saves from Joseph Hughes, the senior goaltender.
Yeah, I think the big thing for Timberlane, they got to start winning some face-offs, even though they're up by 3. And they got to find a way to neutralize this young man, number 20, Mr. Burnett. And they do.
Sean Burnett, who had a perfect second quarter at the face-off X, but in the end it's the wing play of Cole Rigo that makes the difference for Timberlane. Meanwhile, Babin, another takeaway. It's been productive defensively for Goffstown. Floats an on-target pass along the sideline for Bradley, who does the rest.
Yeah, just a bad pass there on the nice ground ball from Timberlane, and Babin capitalized. Oh, watch this.
Cutter ends up with a top shot attempt there from Robinson, a few inches high. And now the fire put out near the net by Hughes, and Timberlane has it.
Boy, if Goffstown could just dial in their shooting, they'd have a little bit more going on there. Missing the net.
Here's Cole Rigo. Going to survey his options. The long pole wants a shot. That one too high. Good hustle on the near side by Timberlane's Cam Bonfiglio to keep it at this end with the Owls.
So both teams are keeping that about that 80% clear ratio. Not too terrible.
What numbers did we have in the first half?
On clears, we had 9 of 11 for the Owls and 7 of 9 for the Grizzlies.
Both
so
coaches,
not too bad.
I'm sure, will take that. Meanwhile, Robinson, he's got a whole brigade chasing him there. Far side, he's absorbing hits. His pass ends up over the head of his man Smedik, but the freshman rallies to get to the ground ball. Goffstown has it. Smedik behind the cage, looks out in front. Here's a step-down shot and score for Bennett Morgan. Well, Morgan got Goffstown on the board late in that first quarter. He's going to strike again here early in the third to make it a 5-3 game.
Well, here's the big difference right here off the start of the third is that the Goffstown Grizzlies are starting to run a little bit, and they took the ball behind goal line extended, got the defense sucked down, and that left Mr. Morgan right up at the top all by himself. Look at that. That's a nice shot. Good step down.
Top shelf over the left shoulder of Hughes, who was just a split second late. Meanwhile, another face-off win, or did I speak too soon? I may have. This ball is still live, and now Timberlane ends up with it. It appeared initially like Goffstown's Burnett had that thing won, but instead, his team defensively is going to draw another penalty.
I think this is going to be on Hill and another one.
And a second. Whistle will bring a stop to the action, but perhaps 2 penalties on the way against the home team. We saw 4 whistled in the first half against Goffstown. Timberlane has been penalty-free on the road all afternoon.
Yeah, this is going to be an initial hold, I think, on Hill, and a second one. Ooh. Okay, wow. All right, so that's 3 penalties there from Mr. Burnett. He's going to watch himself.
Yeah, it looked like he retaliated. And as the old saying goes, it's always the second guy who gets caught.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Burnett, he's been whistled 3 times today for penalties. So 2 men in the box here for Goffstown. Any momentum they had a moment ago, Roger, out the window. They're down 2, and now Timberlane threatening.
Yeah, and just some lazy, sloppy play by the Grizzlies. Here's another pickoff.
Nope, Babin again. Well, he read that one well. Babin can keep it himself. The long pole with the clear. Smedik handles with inches to spare on that boundary. And the freshman works his way back middle. Smedik to his left. High pass hauled in. That's Tayden Wong-Zoll, who played well for Goffstown in that first half. Zoll took a pretty good hit there from Dubois. Gets rid of it. Now Morgan. It's been Goffstown's leading scorer today. Flips it over to Tyler Lessard. And Lassard, with a full head of steam, is going to head towards that far corner. 3 minutes in, third quarter. Goffstown with possession. They're short-handed here, but perhaps thinking a goal anyway, which would cut the lead in half.
Yeah, I'd rather see the penalty go because you've got possession in the offensive end. So just hang. Just hang. You've got to get down to the 9:09 mark, and they should be all set now.
Robinson off the Lazard screen. Timberlane going to switch. Robinson flips it back for Zoll, who surveys. And we're back to even strength here, so Morgan wants it, and he's going to be more aggressive. Going to flip it off
Love
the
it.
curl. Zoll, bouncing shot and score. Tayden Wong Zoll with a gorgeous off-ball move. Pass on time and on target. Then a pretty bouncing shot, and all of a sudden, Roger, it's a one-goal game again.
Yeah. And we didn't even have him on our score sheet or our roster here. So he was kind of the unknown lacrosse player out there until this second half began. But great movement. And you know what I liked about him is that his off-ball vision after that pass came behind was very good. You could see him arc across the front of the crease and, didn't draw a defender. Good play by him.
Good start to the second half for Goffstown. They killed off that double penalty, and they put up 2 goals in the process, all within 3.5 minutes. Timberlane at one point late in that first half held a 5-1 lead. Since then, 3 unanswered goals. Again, 2 of those since halftime by Goffstown.
Yeah, I think that the far side attackman stepped out of the box, which is why the instant stoppage in play.
Meanwhile, Sorayas trying to locate the ball in a sea of white, somehow comes out unscathed.
Nice.
Sorayas shot on the run. Knocked down by Cody. Ground ball secured by Goffstown behind the cage. Ben Hill is there, the freshman. And now a pass taken by Spofford. Cross midfield, Spofford down the middle. To his left, catch,
and again.
Save made, or did that
No,
go in?
that's
It went
it.
in. That's Zoll again.
Wow.
The home sideline erupts as Zoll from close quarters able to sneak it past Hughes, and we are tied at 5.
And where did this kid come from? I mean, we didn't mention his name in the first half at all, and here he goes, boom, boom, with 2 back-to-back goals and a great feed on the inside. The kid, he finds his spot. And a beautiful feed there by number 14,
Yeah.
Mr. Spofford. So give that boy an apple.
So Spofford to Zong. Zong back-to-back goals here in the third quarter. Timberlane at one point scored 4 unanswered in the first half. Goffstown has now scored 4 in a row themselves.
Well, Mr. Burnett back on track after losing the first 3 of this quarter.
This one turned over. Aggressive defense there along the sideline by Joseph Cruz, the senior. May have made the difference there for Timberlane as the Owls have it.
Ooh.
Here's Recesso. Wants to take it himself. Going to pinball his way across midfield, bouncing off defenders. And Recesso getting hacked at by Spofford. Going to spin his way back to the middle.
What a great asset it is when you have a midfielder that's got speed, has good skills, can get that ball across field without having too many mishaps and things like that with passes. And Recesso's done that a couple times tonight.
So Timberlane, 5 minutes gone by in this third quarter, trying to regain their footing and end a 4 unanswered goal streak from the opponent. Braden Gillespie nowhere to go. Over to Du-Bois. And now back for Sorayas. Sorayas wants a one-on-one. Trying to spin his way.
Does.
Through 2 defenders. Forced to get rid of it. Extra pass. Knocked down. Intercepted by Cody in cage.
Good
Another
quick.
senior goaltender, Max Cody, who has looked good at times tonight, including right there on the interception. Now Cody helping out on the clear. Fans one down the middle. Complete to Bradley. Up ahead to a couple of players, including Morgan. Now the reset button is hit.
You know, there's something I really like about a goaltender, and Cody's showing it to me tonight, and that is he is not afraid of pressure. He has walked that ball up very calmly, has not panicked, and when he has had to make a pass, when he's been jumped, he has made a pinpoint accurate pass to his players.
Step down from Lazard is going to give Goffstown the lead. Tyler Lazard cocked back and fired. It looked like it was released below the knee. Kind of a sweeping low to high there, and suddenly Goffstown is out in front, 6-5 after 5 unanswered goals.
So you can feel now that the Owls appear to be a little bit on their heels. And this particular shot, I think, really just surprised Hughes. He didn't think it was going to come. It was a wide open lane there. And give Lazard, give him the credit. I mean, he got a rip on it. Grizzlies feeling it here.
Yep, they're going to keep it going with Sean Burnett. The freshman's been outstanding at the face-off X. Wins another for the home team, and Goffstown a chance to add another on the scoreboard. They've scored 5 straight. 4 of those so far in this third quarter. We're just past the midway mark.
Yeah, you see Lazard coming off the field. I mean, this kid, he is a tank. He is not a big kid in terms of height, but, man, he is built. And he's very strong, and he's showing that right now.
He calls for it at the top. Going to feather it to Spofford. You can hear Coach Allen directing the show from the home sideline.
Boy, a lot more movement this half.
Lazard to his right. Back near side. Bradley looks for a pick, won't get it. The defender right in his face. That's St. Jean. Now Spofford again looks to take off. Going to give it behind the cage.
Look at the distance Zoll has got.
Smedic trying to spin, looking for a cutter. Hooks up with Morgan, but Morgan in trouble. Double teamed, lost it. Ball is going to roll to a stop. Several players trying to clamp down on it, including Zoll for Goffstown. In the end, it's Smedic for the Grizzlies who's there. Now Smedic gets inside the defender. Smedic denied by Hughes, and that ball with an inch to spare is kept out. Boy, Hughes. Outstanding concentration there to keep that one from crossing the line.
Yeah, and he just took a big sigh of relief down there in the goal.
Meanwhile, another turnover. Takeaway by A.J. Hill, who has played well for Goffstown. Up ahead for Smedic. He's got 2 defenders in the area. Goes back to the middle for Morgan, but he can't secure it.
Wow.
Taken away by Milochik. Now Milochik, full speed to his right. And then a pass broken up. Bonfiglio tried to force it middle. It was jammed out. Now the outlet pass from Cody is off target. Taken away by Tyler Rigo for Timberlane, who then runs out of room here on the near side, and the ball ends up back with Goffstown.
Wow. Quick happenings there between the boxes.
Back and forth we go. Goffstown has dominated this third quarter as we are inside of 4 minutes, coming up on 3 to go. Meanwhile, Robinson calls to come out of the game for Goffstown, a little hunched over as he approaches the bench. Keep an eye on the youngster. Meanwhile, this Goffstown offense, you said it a moment ago, Roger, much more fluid so far in this third quarter.
Yeah, they're playing with a little more purpose and a little bit more organization, I would say, whether they were just out of sorts. But now they seem to be really clicking a little more. Placement too, where bodies are going and where they're, where they weren't in the first half, is very noticeable with these sets.
Meanwhile, Chapman hooks back up with Lazard. Lazard spins, fires, and scores again. Tyler Lazard is on fire. He goes top shelf, back-to-back goals. And don't look now.
Wow, what a run.
But the run has stretched now to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row.
Yeah, for sure. And give it to Lazard and Zoll. They are the show right now. And he had a good dodge. I thought he had more down the alley there because he got stood up, but he had more room to go down the alley. But he rolled inside and got a better shot on Hughes. So good for him. Good vision.
Meanwhile, the ball squirts out. Bonfiglio trying to secure it for Timberlane.
Still no possession here.
It's going to roll across the 50 once again.
Now we got it.
St. Jean does scoop. He's got two men right in his grill. And then a takeaway by Hill, where the freshman able to extend the long pole for the takeaway. Hooks up with Spofford here in transition, and Goffstown is back at it again with a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, give it to them. Give it to them. They are showing some aggression that they just did not have in the first half, Nick.
Playing with confidence, perhaps, as well.
Yeah, good dodge here.
Morgan, shot saved by Hughes. Hughes trying to assist the officials by pointing out that Morgan was in the crease there.
Should be
Either
free
way,
clear, yeah.
save number 7 for Hughes.
I'll go with 8.
8?
Yeah, I'll go with 8. He had 6 at the half, and I got him for 2 here.
Meanwhile, this will draw Cody out of the Goffstown net, and he's there on the ground ball. Now Cody will explode here up the near sideline. The goaltender looking to run over the defender.
He's okay with that.
Still in the mix. The ground ball goes to his teammate Robinson, and now a timeout is going to come from the home sideline.
This is something that I have said in almost every game this year, where we've had some complacent clears or some very poor clears coming from the start, and that has been the goaltending play. And Cody has been one of the more aggressive goaltenders I have seen all year, and that speaks for BG, that speaks for Bedford, for Winnicott. Some of the Kai Patterson has been very aggressive on the Portsmouth side. So when you've got a goaltender that can make things happen and force bumps in the midfield when the other team is riding, things do happen, and they generally happen positively if you've got a guy like him that can control the ball.
So far, it's been a tale of two halves. Timberlane, their high water mark came at 5-1. They scored 4 unanswered in the second quarter and led just before halftime by a 4-goal advantage. Grizzlies did score with 20 seconds remaining to cut the gap to 5-2, and that was our score at halftime. But this third quarter has belonged to the home team. Goals by Morgan, Zong again, Lazard has kept this run alive for Goffstown.
Yeah, and again, game of runs. Timberlane had their 4-goal run in the start of the second. Here comes the Grizzlies with 5 straight here, and a good, well-timed timeout by Coach Allen to retain possession on a very scary line play with a lot of bodies flying there by the box.
It has turned into a more physical game
because speed is killing.
Yep.
You got both teams that are running now.
Minute 23 to go, third quarter. Both teams want this game for different reasons. Obviously, Goffstown wants to at least keep in the wake of first place Derryfield. A win here on the road would make them 8-2 on the year. Goffstown trying to get above that 500 mark and improve to 5-4 and break out of that middle portion of the pack.
Yeah, I think being bumped out of that top 10 might have something to do with it too. A little more pride of staying up at the big boys.
Yeah. Zoll, who scored twice in this third quarter, surveys from behind the cage. Lassard going to feather it back up top. Spofford, now Robinson with a touch. A lot of chatter from both sidelines.
Look at the distance here in this 1-4 between the two attackmen down low in the crease. A lot of distance. They were packed in there in the first half. They weren't moving, and they were staying in the center, making it easy for the defense. Now they're spread out a little more in this set because they're moving their bodies.
Morgan, jump shot. Bouncer, no. Over the head of Zoll behind the net. Foot race with Milochik. Results in everything staying at this end. Zoll had a few inches.
Look at this.
Back out top. Lassard took his eye off it, juggles, and gets it off and in anyway. A low-to-high spectacular shot by Lassard. Didn't look like he was going to get it off initially, but he does, and it ends up in the back of the cage for the third time for the youngster.
Like he was seeing the back of the net on this first attempt, and it just pops out of his cross, but he reloads and he finds it. He's got 3 straight here.
Yep.
And he whiffed on that one in front of the crease down the other end in the second quarter too.
Right.
He might have had 4 goals here.
All right. He has taken things over.
Yeah.
Here in this third quarter.
Yeah. And the cut, I saw the cut coming at the start of that play was all behind at X, and you could see he was just had a big saucer eyes on that.
Meanwhile, St. Jean hoping to secure down around the knees, but it's elusive. as the ball remains free at midfield.
Good positioning.
Sean Burnett boxes him out and gets another face-off win for himself and his team. Final 10 seconds on the run. Bouncer back up top. Spofford trying to locate. St. Jean hacking. Tick, tick, tick. We're down to 3 seconds. It's still loose on the far wing, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. It was a quarter dominated by the home team. The Goffstown Grizzlies are rolling right now, turning what was a 4-goal deficit into a 3-goal lead. Can Timberlane turn it around in time as the fourth quarter comes your way next? You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
And down the stretch they come as we get a look at official Sebastian Zeman stretching things out.
I was just about to say,
quarters.
I don't think I've ever seen an official just kind of, catch some sun.
Sure. We got ourselves a 3-goal game as we head into this fourth quarter. Goffstown with an 8-5 lead over Timberlane. We were talking off air a moment ago, Roger. What a turnaround for Goffstown from that first half to the third quarter.
Yeah, just the game of runs remains true in Lacrosse, and what a fantastic burst of energy by the Grizzlies here to turn their game around. But again, for all the things that we know about dominance at the X and saves and penalties and being in and out of the box and putting yourself in a deficit as a team. Goffstown has been in the box 6 times to Timberlane's 0,
right?
And yet they're dominating right now in this game, and it hasn't hurt them. And St. Jean's done his part for Timberlane, and they're still behind 3. So just really strange how things work out in this game.
Meanwhile, an early start. It's going to bring the first whistle a second into this fourth quarter. As apparently Goffstown Sean Burnett was a little early and is whistled for the violation. So Timberlane with work to do here on the road if they want to avoid just their 3rd loss of the season. Trailing here 8-5, hoping to maximize what's been a rare second half possession for them. Going to slow it down for the moment behind the cage.
Watch this same set. Watch for Petrie, because they did this with Recesso earlier in the game.
Petrie has led the way with 3 goals for Timberlane, all of them coming, of course, in the first half. This pass is going to send Dubois sprawling. He's knocked off the spot by Hill, but there's some help, some backup from Petrie, who does ultimately secure the ground ball for Timberlane.
Yeah, watch for a nice controlled possession here without getting too crazy with the passes and trying to make something happen. No, too far.
Recesso, that was a blazer.
Well, I said it. He has got a very good shot.
That was what, 15 yards out? Yeah, legit. Able to elevate and release it midair. You can see the confidence from Giovanni Recesso. The junior scores for the first time and gives Timberlane a much-needed boost.
Yeah, and who does that look like? That looks like Mr. Bennett Matthews, the way that worked. That jump, hitch move, shot, and that was very, very well portrayed by Giovanni on that shot. And like I said, he's got a laser going there.
Well, Burnett just going to shove St. Jean off the spot and secure another face-off win for Goffstown. He gets inside of St. Jean. He's going down the alley. Shot set aside by Hughes, and it ends up out of bounds on the far side, and back over to Timberlane.
Yeah. So I like the unselfishness by Burnett there, but man, he was within good 7 yards of the cage. Tough pass to make cross body for a guy that's got a kind of a funky stick after facing off all game. Maybe you want to take the shot there next time. Good ride.
Meanwhile, yeah, Timberlane needed all the time they could get there to cross midfield. They do in the end. It's Cole Rigo, the long pole, looking for options now out of that far corner. Spofford in his face, and that forces an errant pass.
Yeah.
The pressure has been there, Roger, from this Goffstown defense.
Yeah, and Timberlane's actually had a pretty good game up until now on clears, but good pressure there. And Rigo had some trouble being down. That he might have not felt very comfortable being that far down in the offensive zone, quite frankly.
Meanwhile, Spofford trying to hook up with Bradley, but that pass gets all the way through to the goaltender. Hughes flips the script, goes the other way. Dubois up the lane, or up the sideline, rather. Bonfiglio. Quick shot and score. Guess who? It's Petrie again. So Timberlane, after surrendering at 1.7 unanswered, they've scored 2 in a row of their own, and they're back within 1 at 8-7.
Well, here you go. Nice, quick clear after an errant pass picked up by Hughes, and they push it up real quick, find the open Petrie, and he's not going to miss there. When he's one-on-one against any goaltender out there, he is just too smart a shooter out there to pass that up.
High to low, may have gone 5-hole. Timberlane riding high right now. They're within 1. Meanwhile, the freshman continuing to truck along.
Look at this.
Wins
there
again.
It is.
Has a man. It's Zoll. And that shot wasn't clean. It's going to trickle out of bounds behind the cage and stay at this end with the home team.
Oh, yeah. And Burnett he's like, what do I got to do to get a point today? Great pass across to Zoll there.
Well, he may not be in the scorer's sheet, but he's been outstanding at the X. And he's brought a physical tone in the midfield as well.
Yeah, the kid looks like a wrestler, Nick.
Yeah,
I mean,
he may be. He's only a freshman.
Yeah, he's got it. And the future looks bright for that kid at the X.
Meanwhile, Robinson looking to fan out his teammates. Chapman now reverses direction, trying to shake off the defender, Milochik.
Nice play.
Zoll, tough angle shot, ends up wide, race to the corner, is won by Lassard, and will stay with Goffstown.
Wow, I'm impressed with Mr. Zoll. His off-ball IQ is very, very good. He comes out of nowhere.
Meanwhile, Coach Allen trying to direct traffic in real time as his attack looks to double the lead. Lassard up top. Morgan back far side. Want to try their luck behind the cage with Zoll.
Good play.
Off the curl, Robinson goes low. Is that redirected?
He got it right off of his leg. And again, a great kick save to his right and tracking that ball low to low. I'll give it to him.
So yeah, he definitely got a piece. Save number 9.
He is on it.
Just over 3 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Sky's starting to darken a little bit here in southern New Hampshire. We've got some heavy cloud cover, and the lights are on and becoming more and more necessary.
Yeah, got to have the sunscreen here next time, Nick. We've been in the sun field all day today.
Heading up towards the 7 o'clock hour here on the East Coast.
And I'm not complaining.
No,
not complaining.
Not at all. Meanwhile, another lengthy possession for Goffstown. Got a 1-goal lead, led by as many as 3. It's been a back-and-forth affair, as we talked about.
This 1-4 has been very effective for them, and as long as they keep moving bodies, they're going to see success in this. Because they're not a driving, dodging team down the alley. That is not this team. They are a finesse, off-ball, fine guys that are cutting through like this.
Yep, right on time, but Hughes is there for the save. It was Smedic who got free and got a great look. Now the outlet is bobbled at midfield, scooped up on a knee-high bounce for Rocco Saris, draws a flag, and then gets trampled. Got laid out by Babin in front of the cage. Saray is slow to get up, needs to be helped to his feet by his teammate Dubois. Penalty on the way against Goffstown for what should be the 7th time in the game.
Yeah, it looks like Chapman's going to go. I'm not sure if no, number 13's hitting it, so it's Minich. So Minich, I think we had 2 flags here by the same official, so we definitely have Minich in the box.
Yeah, Minich is on his knee, and here comes referee Steve Kirkpatrick.
A double. So a slash and a cross check on the same sequence at 7:29.
So Minich in the box for Goffstown. It's been a penalty-plagued performance by the Grizzlies, yet the home team is still nursing a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, that's going to be number 8 for them.
Yeah.
If you count them back-to-back. So they're going to be down for 2 minutes here.
Meanwhile, only 1 EMO goal to show for Timberlane.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one of the game, in fact.
Yep. But they cash in here, and we've got a brand-new game. They're going to skip it. Petrie, extra feed, DuBois. Didn't quite have a shooting angle there. Good closeout by Babin. Now back up top. Back door, nobody ready. This one gets through. It's going to roll into the corner, but DuBois is there to rescue it.
And it's a good thing because Babin committed very early on that cross defense to cover up, and the backside was wide open.
5 minutes gone. This pass deflected by the defender, Hill. It's A.J. Hill. A.J. the sophomore, Ben Hill the freshman. They both played well for Goffstown. This one stays with Timberlane. Meanwhile, so far, so good on the special teams here defensively for Goffstown. As they haven't given up much to work with here. Timberlane showing patience.
True.
Going to continue to cycle it. So Reyes.
Nice opening.
Yep, but fanned on the shot.
Beautiful.
That ball rolls to the cage, and Cody is there.
Oh, look at this.
Now Cody trying to spark the break. He's got Spofford. Spofford across midfield. Spofford down the middle. Left side, tried to find Morgan. It pokes out of the head of his stick. Ball is then secured by Zoll deep in the far corner. Now Morgan going to trot back out. Goffstown is still short-handed, but they have possession. As we hit the midway point, fourth quarter, the Grizzlies by 1. Meanwhile, Bradley lost it for a moment, recovers.
Get it behind, boys. Killed the last 40 seconds here.
Instead, the pass intended for Morgan. Morgan goes down. Ball belongs to Timberlane. Owls right to left are going to get a quick clear. Right side, Sorayas trying to shield against 2. Spins to his right. Split dodge again. Bouncing shot, and we are tied. Rocco Sorayas, the junior, seemingly took on the entire Goffstown squad there on his way to the net. He's got himself a big game-tying goal here with just over 5.5 to play.
Yeah, and that is going to be an EMO goal, and it is going to hurt because it's going to tie this thing up, as you said, Nick. And what a one-man wrecking crew this kid was. He wanted this. It was either going to be killing this penalty or I'm going to get to the rack. And, of course, the latter was the result there.
So the second EMO goal for Timberlane comes at the 5:33 mark here, remaining in the fourth quarter.
Yep, with about 20-something seconds left on that penalty, actually. So,
meanwhile, big face-off win for the freshman Burnett, and Goffstown going to operate with 2 behind the cage here as they look to reclaim the lead. Timberlane has scored 3 unanswered in this fourth quarter. That shot sent back by Hughes, but ball is loose.
Again.
Hughes, another save. Trying to fish it out of a crowd, and the senior comes up with it.
Oh, that's interference. Okay.
Outlet, we play on. Owls, Lacareza ends up with Petrie, who scores again.
My goodness. What is going on in this game?
4 unanswered by Timberlane in this fourth quarter. 2 of them scored by Landon Petrie, who now has a game-high 5 goals for the Owls.
Well, if you're not going back and forth playing tic-tac-toe, with the score, why not just make a 4-goal, 5-goal run and make it even more exciting?
It has been a game of runs. 4 unanswered by Timberlane in the first half. They led 5-2 at halftime. 7 unanswered by Goffstown, bridging the second and third quarters. Here in quarter number 4, 4 unanswered by Timberlane. Off the face-off. This one's going to roll out of bounds far side. The officials say
Timberlane
possession.
Yeah, Timberlane. So was Sorayas on that assist? Was he the one that got it down to? I think he did. So that connection seems to be working out well for those three.
Petrie with 5 goals, as I just mentioned. Sorayas with 2. And here is Sorayas behind the net. Spins against A.J. Hill, but lost it. Thought he had a wraparound attempt, lost the ball. It's loose, near side. Hurricane arrives here at the Timberlane bench.
Yeah.
We get a whistle. And the Owls like the result. It's Timberlane ball.
Yeah, he got a push from the back, just enough to get the turnover.
Clock starting to become a bit of a factor here. 4 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. Timberlane nursing a 1-goal lead. They've got possession. Gillespie tiptoeing. Back up top for Dubois. Going to backtrack and now come downhill. Met by Chapman. Now Gillespie goal line extended. Going to fish it behind the net for Petrie. A little bit of a game of keep away at this point, Roger, as we move inside of 4 minutes.
Yeah, you're up by 1. You got possession. Kind of play the Grizzlies game of long possessions here.
Here's a shot and score again for Giovanni Recesso. That jump shot, tough to stop as he kind of leans into the defender and then just whipped it past the goaltender to double the Timberlane lead.
Not only did he get some mustard on that, it was a great placed shot. Beautiful high bounce, way out in front of Cody. Cody went down and bit on the release, and Recesso just blows it by him because he's just got that great release that's so quick. That's his second goal of the quarter.
Yep, and his third of the game. Face-off win for St. Jean, looking to keep the ball rolling in Timberlane's direction. Sorayas going to tiptoe away from a crowd of 3 jerseys, 3 white jerseys, 3 defenders. He's going to settle one-on-one here with A.J. Hill, get it back over to Petrie, and the clock-watching game continues for Timberlane inside of 3.5 to go.
Yeah, a little mishap here at the box for the Grizzlies. They wanted to get their other short-stick midfielder out there. So as a result, Burnett's back out there on defense.
Coming up on 3 minutes to go.
Good bump.
Yep. Recesso, no problem absorbing that hit, and now it's slowed down to a crawl behind the cage by Sorayas.
Watch them to try and work this Recesso matchup.
Petrie trying to avoid the defender. That's Babin bearing down.
Here it is. Watch this against Burnett.
Gillespie back up top for Dumont.
Recesso's not looking too hot right now. I think he took that bump by Burnett. Not feeling it.
He's taking a few shots today. Meanwhile, that shot ends up wide. And again, the restart on the way in the corner from Sorayas. Well, Goffstown right now defensively fighting a 2-front war. We're down to 2.5 to go, and they're down 2. Sorayas pass up top. Recesso spins left, spins right. 2 men on him. Bouncer. Nope. Cody out of the cage, can't win the foot race. Petrie is there and ready for the restart as we move towards 2 minutes to go.
Still want to key in on this Recesso-Burnett matchup here. Almost like the ISO they did out of that timeout earlier in the game.
That was pretty.
Here it is. Well,
they're going to keep cycling.
Yeah. Guess as long as you're killing clock and they're not going to be impressed, why not?
And here's the back 2 move we saw, perhaps. Sorayas springs alive to his right, drops it down, but ball ends up on the turf. Bailed out by Petrie, a smooth-looking ground ball there. He's going to escort it to safety for the moment. We're down to the final 100 seconds here. Timberlane hoping to complete the comeback. They've dominated this fourth quarter by a score of 5-0 and are now just 95 seconds away from their 8th win of the season.
And they are controlling the ball well here. They're not doing, and this is where you want to be. Again, we've talked about it many times over the course of the last few years. Lose that ball down low. Don't lose it up top.
Meanwhile, the defender Robinson was knocked down. We're going to get
procedure.
I think a timeout or a.
Not quite.
No, you're right. It is a turnover.
Yeah, procedure. So what do we got here?
Goffstown's
Down to their last minute 15 here, 75 seconds. Got to hurry.
Yeah, and they've got a timeout in their back pocket, so.
Bradley going to shoot on the run. That's wide.
Yep, good
Two
call.
men for Goffstown in the area to win the foot race. Smedic ready for the restart.
Right call by official Kirkpatrick there.
65 seconds to go. Spofford up top. Bradley trying to draw the defense. Runs to the left. He's got room now behind the cage. We're inside of a final minute. Smedic trying to shake and bake. Draws a slide. Looks for Zoll. Zoll can't find it. And the ball's taken away on the bounce. Cruz, the hero for Timberlane, going to spin his way upfield and leave men in his dust as he crosses midfield. Inside of 40 seconds, and now perhaps the icing on the cake from the visitor sideline is Timberlane coach Jason Lewis calls for time. 37 seconds remain. His team has the ball and a 2-goal lead.
Now, that's a good timeout by Coach Lewis. I'll give him that. You need possession here to ice it, and that is pretty much what's going to happen unless they foible on the whistle here.
Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also, by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by Beals Insurance. Coming up after the game, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, and an out-of-town scoreboard to get to as well. But this one not quite finished yet. 10-8 Timberlane. Owls have the ball, 37 seconds left. It's now or never for Goffstown.
Yeah, and they're going to have to double up here. 10-man ride in place.
Two men chasing Petrie as he dashes to the corner. Lost the ball and a stick. Ground ball goes to Goffstown. Ben Hill is there, but the Grizzlies are running out of time rapidly. Down to 15 seconds.
Get that
Robinson
timeout.
trying to fight upstream to midfield. He's getting checked left and right. Now we do get a timeout with 10 seconds remaining from Corey Allen. As Coach Allen, his group certainly put up a valiant effort, especially in that third quarter today, but just about out of time here with just 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, going to be a very, very tough climb here. Yeah, what can you do? Probably just do a toss-up, lay up in front of the crease and try and crash it and at least make it a one-goal game.
Timberlane began this fourth quarter on the wrong side of an 8-5 score. Goffstown at that point had reeled off 7 straight goals, but talk about the difference between one quarter and another. We saw it between the second and third quarters favoring Goffstown. In the fourth quarter, Timberlane comes alive. Giovanni Recesso, his first goal, made it 8-6. Petrie, his fourth, made it 8-7. Soreas, his second, tied the game at 8. That was on an EMO goal. Petrie puts Timberlane in front with goal number 5, and then Soreas completes the hat trick inside of 4 minutes. Insurance goal makes it 10-8.
Yeah, it's been a tale of two teams. I mean, we're neck and neck after the first. Timberlane goes on a run in the second. Only 1 goal scored by Goffstown, and neither team, after their 4 and 5 goal run, gets a goal in the second half.
Shot upstairs, pretty good look, but it's wide for Bradley. That leaves the Grizzlies with just 1 second remaining, and you can hear Timberlane beginning to celebrate.
Ooh.
That's going to be the final. Goffstown, a valiant effort, as I mentioned, but they fall to 4 and 5 on the campaign. Timberlane, they're going to swarm goaltender Joseph Hughes after a brilliant performance in net. Timberlane now 8-2. They've won 4 of their last 5. And we'll look to battle Alvern coming up tomorrow. Full recap on the other side of the break. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Welcome back here to Goffstown, where we just saw Timberlane capture their 8th victory of the season by a final score of 10-8. Nick Anastas, Roger Howe in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. A streaky game, Roger, a game of runs. Timberlane, though, brilliant fourth quarter to capture the road win and improve to 8-2.
Yeah, the sign of a good championship team that's on a run right now, and that's how they portrayed themselves here in this fourth quarter. But just a strange game to see the way my scorecard looks, as I mentioned at the end there. You know, the third quarter starts off with 6 goals, none on Timberlane's side, and it's the flip side of the coin in the fourth where Timberlane does it to Goffstown. Cody didn't even have a save in that fourth quarter. And, he looked really good at times in this game. But clearly, the deciding factor in this game was not only the game of runs by both teams in the second half, but that double penalty against the Grizzlies where Timberlane got that EMO goal to kind of spark the final run for them. Right. Was the killer.
And penalties in general hurt Goffstown today. 8 against the home team, none against Timberlane.
Yeah.
5 goals from Landon Petrie, 3 of those in the first half. 1 was an EMO goal for the Timberlane junior. Also saw a hat trick from Rocco Sorayas, including what ended up being the game-tying goal at the 5:33 mark. 2 EMO goals for Timberlane in this one. Great job on the Goffstown side by a few players. Tyler Lessard had 3 goals, all in that third quarter.
Very impressed with him.
We saw Tayden Wong-Zal contribute back-to-back goals, part of that 7 unanswered goal run that we saw Goffstown go on.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, both goaltenders had their highlights today as well, as Joseph Hughes ended up unofficially with how many saves?
He had 12 saves, and I was going to say, between Hughes and St. Jean getting his act together in the second half and really battling at the X against Burnett, those are kind of the unsung heroes here, because you got to figure out of those 12 saves that Hughes made, he really made some good saves. These were not saves that hit him because, shots were banging into him because he wasn't seeing. He was making saves today, and that very well could have been the difference right there.
Yeah. Reminder, tomorrow we're back at it again, live from Stello Stadium on the girls' side, as Portsmouth and BG meet in a rematch of the Division I state championship game. That game comes your way at 6 o'clock Eastern here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Want to thank everybody involved here at Goffstown High School, from the athletic director all the way down to the trainer who helped me prior to the game with the setup. Appreciate it big time, and look forward to coming back here to this gorgeous press box and facility.
Yeah, the town of Goffstown should be proud of what they have here, because this is gorgeous. This is probably the nicest I've seen in high school. Just the fit and finish here is beautiful.
Of course, our members down in the trench need to be acknowledged as well. The dual videographers of Kat Doyle and Matt Beals doing a great job as usual. The whole thing orchestrated flawlessly by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. For the big man in the big chair, executive producer Steve Beals, and my partner Roger Howe, my name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time. Timberlane 10, Goffstown 8. It's been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.